Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win, or you find a way to lose. Let me tell you something, man. Happy New Year to you. Now I'm about to go upstairs and chill, man. Had a long day. Saw my kids play set. Monster play set, man. My 7-year-old just don't want to play on the thing. He told me, he said, "Daddy, you can get rid of it." I said, "All right." So I kind of pondered over it for the last couple months, and I said, you know what, I'm going to sell it. Christmas time, so I went ahead and hooked up some good people today. But anyway, make sure y'all leave that donation for that fried rice, chicken wings, and wonton soup. And Devin Haney. Eddie Hearn was a promoter for Devin. Now I see that Devin Haney's name is starting to bubble up again. You know, as it should. Because Devin Haney, to me, is in a very precarious situation. Nonetheless, it's a situation that I think Devin Haney created. But this is what I want to divulge. And it's my opinion, right? I think Devin Haney and his father created their own misery. Now you got to look at Eddie Hearn. Devin Haney happened to get in early on the DAZN deals, and he happened to get in early when Eddie Hearn was trying to expand over to the United States and acquire talent. Eddie Hearn rolled the dice on Devin. He believed in him. Devin and his dad did a pretty good job with Devin Haney Promotions and building Devin Haney. So when Eddie Hearn came across him, he said, all right, let's do business. He gave him great money and really helped to grow Devin Haney's platform and profile. Now, I'm going to tell you, I don't think Devin Haney, I don't think his profile and platform would have grown the way it did had he not been working with Eddie Hearn. I know it was a co-promotional deal, but let's face it, Devin Haney and his father, they're not promoting anything, okay? If anything, with the Arrogance, they're closing doors. And this is what happens when you don't play your cards right. Now, those of you who've been following the channel for a while know that I'm a retired guy, right? And you know I've talked about this briefing that I put together, and I do a little substitute teaching now just a couple times a month just to go out and get out the house. And that briefing that I taught for 20 plus years and that I share with students now when I'm substituting, right? It's called the card briefing. C for communication, verbally, non-verbally, and written. And understanding the importance and how it's important to be effective as a communicator. A is for attitude, okay? The R is for being responsible, reliable, and having respect. And D is discipline, which is, like Mike Tyson said, doing the things you don't want to do like you love it. But when I watch Devin Haney and his pops, I'm like, yo, they have not played their card right. The way they communicate. Give you an example. Everything, when we talk about card, right? That acronym card, for what I just told you it stands for, can be summed up in the tweet that Devin Haney put out. Now, before I get to that tweet, you got to understand, I don't feel many people have ever rooted for Devin Haney. And I understand sometimes in boxing you have to pick a role. The good guy normally finishes last. The villain is the one who seems to go on and have a lot of success. And obviously, Devin Haney and his pops, and I'm going to include Devin Haney in there, they chose the villain role. But when you choose the villain role and you're greedy, when things don't go your way, you're going to notice those parasites that were just kind of clinging to you. They no longer want to deal with you. They'll find another host. So when you watch Devin Haney, and everybody says he was a weight bully, right? And I'm going to get back to that tweet. Everybody say he was a weight bully. I'll say this. Devin Haney has, for the most part, always been taller, had more reach, and has been able to come in the ring and, for the most part, outweigh his opponents, okay? Not every single fight, but majority. And also remember, Devin Haney was fighting at 140 before he melted himself down to 135. That was a decision his father made to bring him down even further. At 135, Devin, in my opinion, should have never been there. He looked like he was dying. Okay, very haggard, face looked gaunt. He looked very unhealthy. Even though he was just making the weight for a moment in time, he did not look healthy. Anyway, they did amazing things at 135. But you look at the opponents that he fought, Devin always had an advantage. So he bubbles up to 140. So a lot of people, although he did great at 135, they don't really give him the credit that I think he deserves. Because whether you like it or not, Devin Haney became undisputed at 135. Very simple. It's not his fault who has the belts. Okay? But anyway, he bubbled up to 140. They clipped Regis Prograis. Again, Devin Haney had the advantage. Height, reach, speed, size, everything. Regis Prograis had looked horrible against Zorrilla. Devin Haney clipped him. A lot of people watching that fight saying, another case of cherry picking. Although Regis Prograis, at a time, was a beast. I think we all felt that there was some slippage there based on Regis Prograis' performance against Zorrilla. So Devin and his pops, they went, did the business work with Eddie Hearn, were able to get hooked up. Remember, Eddie Hearn had been with Devin Haney for almost every fight, except when Eddie Hearn said, look, I can't hold you back from pursuing greatness. When Top Rank pretty much tried to screw Devin Haney with that, 3-fight deal or whatever. But after that, Devin came back to work with Eddie. So Eddie Hearn made sure Devin, in the matchmaking, he made sure that Devin was okay. Now, Devin and his dad had a lot to do with it too, but Eddie Hearn opened up some doors for him. He gets past Regis Prograis, fights Ryan Garcia. Fight was a disaster. Present day, the fallout from that fight still stinks. Okay? I'm not blaming Devin for his loss. Of course, Ryan was hitting with shots that Devin shouldn't have got hit with, but the bottom line is, no matter what any of us want to argue about, Ryan Garcia tested positive for something. We can go back and forth all day about how it happened and what could have happened and what Victor Conte could have done. Let's just deal with the facts. Ryan tested positive for something. End of story. Okay? Now, subsequent to the loss to Ryan Garcia, this is where Devin, in my opinion, really hurt himself, especially with the one promoter who would have gone all out for him. PBC wasn't trying to check on him over the years. Excuse me. Top Rank wasn't really trying to check on him. They pretty much screwed him over that 3-fight deal. But, he won. But basically, they weren't really doing him any favors. No one else out here has really wanted to work with Devin Haney. Just Eddie Hearn. But Devin Haney really started feeling like I think he was bigger than what he really is. Because even I've watched, and I just, in recent history, and even before that, I never really felt like people cared for Devin Haney. And I can understand why people just choose to distance themselves. Because it was, I've always noticed the way his father talks and conducts himself, how Devin Haney talks and conducts himself, right? But I just look beyond that because I'm just trying to understand the point they're trying to convey and the message they're sending. The way they go about it, I don't agree with. But hey, I try not to really make a big deal about that. But when he went out here and he tweeted, where is it? This is what I think did it for stuck a fork in Devin Haney when it came to Eddie Hearn, because I think up until this point Eddie Hearn was still kind of open to working with him, but I think the door is permanently closed. And if you look, Devin's not working with Eddie. Devin isn't active. Okay, what no one says. If he was still working with Eddie, Devin would have been active. But this is the tweet I think that killed it for Devin. He said it was about those tickets. He said, "Wow, I'm in London. Eddie Hearn won't give me tickets." Let me make this a little bit bigger. Eddie won't give me tickets to the fight, but keep mentioning me every chance he gets. Eddie's the fakest N-word I ever met, bro. Let me tell y'all something. When you come out here, supposed to be a champion, ex-champion, supposed to be a professional. I'm not even going to talk about the religion. Some people bring that up, and I can understand. Because you can't come out here one day and say whatever, then come back talking about Allah's a perfect planner. Like, for me, that's a little bit annoying. Now, I'm not going to get into me and my background, but just understand. I don't let that show up in these videos, but to me, that stings a little bit. But you're going to come, stop knocking. A 12-year-old in there making noise. But you're going to come out here now and attack Eddie Hearn. The guy who is 100% about fighters who show him loyalty. Eddie Hearn has always been about Devin Haney. Even when Devin went over to Top Rank, Eddie was still Team Haney. But you come back now, and his father and Devin, that's why I talk about the greed, they have their own promotional company. So they want to work deals and not include Eddie Hearn. But you still want Eddie Hearn to treat you like you're one of the matchroom teammates. Eddie Hearn's about loyalty. And if you don't want to work with Eddie Hearn, don't expect him to go out of his way to do you any favors. So when Devin hit him with this right here, Eddie's the fakest N-word I ever met, bro, which I just think that's crazy. Let me tell you something. Eddie Hearn doesn't like that kind of language. I'm telling you that right now. Eddie Hearn doesn't like that shit. And he shouldn't. I wouldn't either. To have some little young punk come out here and tell me I'm the fakest N-word. It's like with me, my position, my accolades, being a retired guy, you don't ever come and talk that shit to me. So I can only imagine what Eddie Hearn felt, especially when he's the one who put his neck out on the line to try to help Devin Haney and to grow his career. But Eddie Hearn came back and said, "You asked me at 6 a.m. this morning. First I look after my fighters, asked someone else and dropped the arrogance." Then he confronted Devin Haney, called him an arrogant prick, said don't ever disrespect me. And let me tell you something. This tweet I really feel, in addition to their greed, because Eddie Hearn was trying to work fights for Devin Haney. But what happened is, Bill, this is according to Eddie Hearn now, he had several pokers in the fire. He was trying to talk to this promoter, this person, to try to get the most money possible for a fight for his son, which is nothing wrong with that. It's what you're supposed to do. But Eddie Hearn's like, oh, okay, that's what you guys want to do? You have your own promotional outfit? You're right. You don't want to work with me? Cool, no problem. Just understand, I look out for my guys. I don't promote you. So don't come out here asking me for favors, especially when you're not doing me a favor by going out here and trying to lock in the biggest fights you can possibly get and not include me. And you look now after this tweet to Eddie Hearn and then the lawsuit that they filed against Ryan Garcia. Now, I don't agree with the tweet. I think the tweet is horrible, especially the way these guys think they can talk to people. Like this next generation, they've really muddied the lines of respect. But then again, if you're trying to be their friend, then they come out there and treat you like they treat one of their friends. You can't get pissed off either. That's why I always make sure I draw that line in the sand, especially when I'm out here substitute teaching. I'm not your friend. I don't like you. I'm Mr. So-and-so. You're the student. We maintain that line of respect. Be professional. Respect me. I respect you. You respect me because of our positions. Teacher, student. But if Eddie Hearn kind of muddle those lines, well, hey, that's what happens. But the lawsuit, I talked about this the other day. There are so many people who aren't showing any remorse at snapping back at Devin Haney and saying, we don't want nothing to do with him. That lawsuit really turned people off, and it scared people. And it made a lot of people dislike him. And let me tell you something. It's easy to dislike Devin Haney and his dad. It's easy. Because when I sit back and watch, right, I see the great things about it. Father, son, everything. But I don't think they need to be. I don't think you should praise the father for being a father. That's corny to me. I got 4 sons. I hear that shit all the time. Oh, you're such a great father. You spend so much time with your kids. Your sons are this way, your sons are that way. I'm like, I take offense when somebody tells me I'm a great father. It's like when I used to be in the military out here doing briefings and talking. They're like, oh, you're such a great communicator. I used to take offense to that shit. I'm like, what did you expect? Stupid. You expect me to not be able to speak? When it comes to being a parent, you expect me to be a deadbeat father? You didn't expect my sons to have a dad? Like, why would you compliment me because I'm here at the kids' functions? I'm going on the field trips because my kids are always looking nice, smelling. My little 7-year-old, they cologne down since they're 3-4 years old, since they're babies. My kids are handsome sons. Keep them dudes together. So I take offense to that. So when I hear people like, oh, Bill's a great father. No, he's doing what he's supposed to do. Get out of here with that nonsense. But I think it's great that he's made his son, what in my opinion, the priority. And from a little kid, you could tell Devin was his priority. And that's one thing that no matter how Bill talks, how he conducts himself, that would never ever cause me to change the way I view him as a father when it comes to him. I feel it's almost like with me. When my sons were born, like my time is over. It's all about my kids. And I think that's what he did. When Devin was born, he was like, my time is over. It's about Devin. So I respect that. But the other shit, I can see how some people feel like, hey, I'm surprised it took this long for people to just totally walk away from Devin Haney and Bill Haney because of the way they've been, conducting themselves and carrying on. I get it. Social media, keeping your name out there, promoting. I get it. But when I listen to what people are saying, they don't rate them. And of course, a lot of people first thing they want to say, oh, because it's black, he's a black man, black father, yeah, black son, and people just it's because it's racist. It's racial. How's it racial? You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, the bozos I see saying the most shit about Devin Haney and his dad are people who look like Devin Haney and his dad. So until somebody comes out here and gives me something definitive, y'all can hold your horses and stop taking to the stupid on that shit. Okay? But don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I don't think double standards don't exist in the world. Like I ain't grow up under a fucking rock. But when it comes to Devin Haney, I think sometimes, man, I think at all times, you first got to look at yourself, man. Just like him, when he was coming at Eddie Hearn, talking about this, he's the fakest N-word because of tickets, because Devin felt Eddie didn't get back to him quick enough. You got to look at yourself, man. And it's your choice on how you want to conduct yourself. It's your choice. Y'all can do anything you want. You want to run out here and lick somebody down? Boom! You know what I'm saying? You want to go out there? Bam, 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 bam. Shoot up the place? Go do it. But be ready to deal with those consequences. And that's what I think is happening here. They didn't play the card right. They chose not to play the card right. So now they're dealing with the consequences. And I just think it's less a very unforgiving impression on a lot of fans, a lot of people involved with boxing, even Turkey Al-Sheikh and the whole Riyadh season thing. I just think Devin Haney has turned into a big shit sandwich. The issue with Ryan, some people think he deserved to lose. Some people felt that, you know what, he was done wrong. Some people felt that, you know, he's being a crybaby. He's wants his cake and eat it too. He took the money. Ryan came in overweight. Now he's talking about the lawsuit. He's so entitled. Oh, he's soft. And his dad out here, they're talking about Allah, then they're talking about N-word, and it's just a whole lot. Do you understand what I'm saying? And to me, he's turned himself, his dad has helped to turn Devin Haney in his career. And Devin Haney contributed to a big shit sandwich. Now, I would like to see him bounce back this year. I ain't gonna lie, I do. I think Devin Haney can scrap. But you got to clean some stuff up, man. Everything can't be out here cussing, carrying on N-word, being vulgar out here. And then 2 tweets later, you're talking about who's the perfect planner. You can't be out here wanting to work with somebody but call them the fakest N-word you ever met. Like, you just can't be at carnivals punching people and shit. What are you doing? Yo, man, that shit's crazy to me. Yeah, I was young once. I was. But, you know, and I try not to, but it's impossible sometimes to not judge people. But I'll tell you, I didn't do that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? But I move a little differently. Maybe just the way I came up was a little bit different. I didn't do all that. My friends didn't do all that. And a couple cornballs who was like that, we didn't mess with them. You know what I'm saying? So I understand when people out here expressing no remorse for Devin Haney in the position he's in. And people who are almost like, you know, happy to see him kind of in his career in disarray. But I don't think we should kick a man when he's down. I think Devin Haney just had a daughter. They kept that under wraps. I think that's a beautiful thing. And I do hope in 2025, with the birth of his daughter and everything he's going through, hopefully he learns from that. You know what I'm saying? What Floyd Mayweather used to say? It's a minor setback for a major comeback. Adrian Broner. Yeah, you know. It's like Big Bro would say. Big Bro would say it's a minor setback for a major comeback. Major comeback. So maybe that's what Devin Haney is going to do. Recognize that 2024 was a minor setback, and really reflect and look at all the things he had control over, and the choices he made, and the consequences that he faced. And maybe when he comes back this year, he can get his stuff together. But anyway, Eddie Hearn's about his money. Promoters are about their money. But the fact that Devin Haney, what happened with him and Ryan Garcia, he no longer has a title. Ain't no real money for out there for Devin anymore, people. When he was undisputed, it was a big deal. He doesn't have the belts anymore. So in addition to all those things I just mentioned, and nobody want to work with the dude. They always say that titles mean money. If you have a title, you have leverage. Devin Haney has nothing to bring to the table. Nothing. And he's coming off of some serious inactivity. And he's working with Nate Jones as well as his dad. They're trying to come in here and refurbish his career. That's not good. I don't think that's good, man. Especially depending on who they're trying to get him in the ring with. Anyway, we'll see what's up. But Devin Haney, Eddie Hearn has no problem reminding him that he's not a member of Matchroom, and he's on his own, and to not expect any favors from him. And I don't think Devin Haney's done anything but dig a deeper hole by going out and attacking Eddie Hearn. And the way they've attacked other people as well. But, hey, I'm just a guy on the outside looking in. I don't know what's going on when you really drill all the way down to the issues and stuff. But just for me and what I'm looking at, from my view, I think Eddie Hearn was the best thing for Devin Haney and his team and his dad. I really do. Because nobody seems to be interested in him. The only reason Top Rank messed with him, man, was to go for that undisputed distinction. And that was something Kambosos wanted. And they still didn't want to keep Devin. They were trying to get him to lose. They threw Lomachenko at him after the rematch with Kambosos. And many people feel that Devin lost that fight. I don't. After rewatching it, Devin beat him. But the bottom line is I think Devin has just... I think he's always been kind of hanging on by a thin thread. That's what I think. Especially when he started bubbling up and, started thinking that he was a puncher and started worrying about fans' opinion of him. And like he wanted so bad to be a KO artist. You know what I'm saying? It's like they always say, man, it's the shot you don't see. And Devin had the ability to hit you with shit you didn't see coming. He may not have heavy hands, but when you have that kind of speed and you can hit people with shit that they can't see, you can get yourself some knockouts. But I think he just got a little bit too enamored with just trying to knock people out, please the crowd. And the one fight where he didn't have the size advantage, when he faced Ryan Garcia. Height wasn't taller than him, reach. I think the reach was about the same, or Ryan's reach was a little bit longer. Size-wise, even if Ryan came in to fight at 140, he wasn't going to be bigger than Ryan. Okay, but that bottom line is that was the first fight where I felt like all the advantages are to his opponent, Ryan Garcia. And I predicted Ryan would KO him within, I think, 2 rounds. And he almost got him out of there. But I don't know what he's going to do next. But good luck to Devin Haney. And good luck on trying to mend that relationship with Eddie Hearn, because I'll tell you, them cats in the UK, I was out there TDY, a temporary duty when I was in the military. And I wasn't really out there assimilating with the locals that much. I got some family out there and shit, so I was chilling with my cousins, right? But nobody talks like that. But I'm sure people all across the world use the N-word in slang now, right? Like that's like saying, "What's up, man? What's up, bro? What's up, N-word?" Like most of these young kids say it and older people say it. Not just, it's all races, all genders say that shit. Like that, it really has no meaning. It's just slang now. And it's ridiculous. But I'm sure for Eddie Hearn, even if he hears that from some of his fighters out in the UK, I'm sure he don't like that shit. And whenever he comes out here, if he's out, because I know he's on social media, and he happens to come across somebody who may mention to him something about Devin and referring to him that way, I know that annoys him. When Eddie Hearn's out here promoting these American fighters, I know that shit annoys him. You watch him at the conferences when they start arguing and talking shit and some inward, watch Eddie Hearn's face. He's uncomfortable. He don't like that shit. Anyway, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. I think Eddie Hearn was a promoter for Devin. I hope Devin can get his stuff together. Still young, it's a process, you know what I'm saying? Me at 49, I wasn't always this way. Especially when I was younger. I was a little stupid. What I mean is as far as the choices I was making. So I can sit here and watch Devin, and I have every right. I'm more than qualified to ridicule and criticize him, but I didn't really do that in this video. I'm just pointing some things out, but I could sit here, man, and ridicule and criticize him because I've done 30 times worse than him. 30 times worse. And if I was able to get myself together, Devin will have no problem. But you got to understand, man, when you're in that line of business, it's just always best to play your card right and be professional. It's always best to be professional. Be professional, man, no matter what. And de-escalate, because they say a dumb man will argue with you and want to fight. A smart man will try to disagree and, create some kind of understanding. And then an intelligent man won't respond at all. And I think with boxers, sometimes they show some of all 3 of those qualities, being dumb, smart, and then very intelligent. And I just think with Devin Haney and the position he's in, especially with the daughter now, I think it needs to be more hit than miss with just being the intelligent man and staying off Twitter, not responding to everything, and just, even if he's trying to explain something, it doesn't matter. Just be the guy who doesn't respond. And that's kind of how I am when it comes to a lot of things. I see comments on my channel. Sometimes I catch myself, being a little bit, dumb. But then other times, I sit there, man, and I get smart, and I'll try to kind of, birth understanding. The other times I just let the IQ flow, and I don't even respond. And I think everybody should try to be in that realm of just showing more IQ, intelligence, and not even responding to the negativity and the foolishness. I call it a fishing expedition. People try to bait you in. Well, that's what they call trolling. They all don't know what trolling is. You ever gone fishing? It's where you put that lure on your line or bait and you just cast it out, and the boat's going, and you just got that line in the water. It's just dragging. So while the boat's going, the line's in the water just trailing behind the boat. Not doing anything. It's just there, just waiting for something to bite. It's called trolling. You just have it in the water, just waiting. Something's going to bite. Same thing they do out here with these comments and shit. And Devin Haney gets lambasted all the time. So he is always somebody trolling on a fishing expedition, trying to hook him and bait him in. But hopefully with that little girl, he makes some changes. Because the one thing I haven't seen, and I don't want to see, is if a picture of his daughter surfaces and these people start to say disrespectful things about the baby. I just think that's crazy. And I can't handle that. That shit messes with my energy. Really. Don't try to understand why I get so upset when I see stuff like that. It's just something that's in me. I don't understand. And these people just have they don't have no filter out here on social media. Like the shit they think is funny, I think it gets you hurt, so I wish the best to Devin Haney, man, in 2025, but I just think they need to focus on being more professional, and I do think Eddie Hearn was the best promoter for him. Anyway, in the breeze.